Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our City Skylines series here that we've got going on in Averagetown Town. You can see we've gotten a pretty good setup so far, but I think what we have to start looking at is big picture, right? And I know traffic is going to become an issue. We'll work to resolve that by making some bigger roads and things like that. But I think overall we're set up pretty solidly. There's a lot of people here in the city. We already got 9,000 population. There's a hefty demand for more residential, so more people are going to want to be moving in. And we got multiple elementary schools, high schools. We've got a lot of stuff happening, right? So I think a little organization might be in hand, and I think we can do that by at least start out helping do that by setting up some districts. And we're going to go ahead because that'll really help us with our city services, being able to assign certain things to certain districts, so that way police isn't completely overtaken by need and so forth like that. So let's go ahead and start getting some of these first ones set up. And while we're doing that, definitely guys in the chat, I'm going to leave the names let them be the generic ones for now. But definitely in the comments, go ahead and feel free to put down different district names if you would like. We can go through, start naming the districts, get some high schools named after you and stuff like that. So definitely put that down in the comments. This first one is, what is that? Thornton Mills. That's actually not a bad name. I mean, I'm not saying it's great either, but it ain't horrible, So the next, and these are pretty much heavily, not suburbanized, but heavily populated kind of districts right now. This one, Emerson Terrace. That sounds kind of fancy. A little too fancy for the average town that we've got going on. Now, looking at it, I was just seeing if I could move that with, that little tool. And I think, obviously, I could. It's just my garbage dump is blocked in by the road. So, it's one of those it is what it is kind of situations. So while we put in our industrial district, guys, we've got a lot of stuff happening in this episode. With all the demand, we are going to start looking at farming finally, putting in some agriculture type stuff happening. We're going to expand out to our more rural area for that. Start getting an extra little highway built in. Like I said, lots of different things are coming in this episode, and I think it's really going to turn out excellent for us. So stay tuned as we go into it. Here in about probably around 30 seconds, give or take, we're going to jump into the sped up version where we're going to get the expansion going. I'll let y'all enjoy some tunes instead of my sultry sounds. And guys, I hope y'all enjoy. I will catch back up with y'all here in a little bit once we jump into that. But industrial acres. I like park acres, but this is all for industry, so I do think industrial acres is a more apt name for it. And then I always, with every district I create, it's pay for street parking, So just a thought. So we're going to go through, make those kind of changes. But we are in the sped up version. I will catch up with y'all here in a little bit as you start to see this expansion take shape. So I will be back with y'all in just a wee bit, folks. And I am back as we get this highway stretched across the road here. So yeah, I kind of liked how this is set up. I'm keeping this highway elevated. Eventually we're going to have to make some kind of pass-throughs. I just wanted to make sure that, a bigger road could go underneath it. So we've got this branch off, and this is where we're going to start our little, I'm not going to say little town, but essentially our rural development. That's kind of what we're looking at here. And I didn't want to get too close to the roundabouts with development. Like, I'm trying to not do that because I know that's going to be heavy traffic areas. So I want to try to not have that happen. And we're going to put some additional roads kind of following to have some neighborhoods be built up here. I think this should turn out pretty solid for us and kind of give us a good little setup on our small town that we've got working in this section. Now we have run out of tiles to buy, so there's not going to be expansion happening right now. This area is going to need city services, it's going to need education, but we'll deal with that as we come. Now I am taking these 2-lane dirt roads, and you'll see me kind of mark off space throughout all of this farming and fertile land area, just for the simple fact that I wanted to put in a lot of different farms, right? I'm talking the grain, vegetable, and the cotton farm. I want to put in a lot of different ones, and it's mainly just so I can try to start exporting a lot of that stuff out. That is going to be kind of a key thing, but I needed to make sure that we had the farms built up and everything like that. So here we've got this one going in. It's dawning on me. Sewage and power. But I need to get that moved over. Stretch it out. So here's my theory on this. On a lot of the dirt roads, I'm going to have the farms go to the edge. If the farm comes up to one of the more paved roads, I guess you could say, it's going to kind of not quite hit that edge right there. So, all right, plug in the plumbing. Yep, that's good. Now power, I feel a place like this wouldn't be tied into the main. I mean, obviously every town is going to be tied into the grid and everything, but I wanted it to have its own little power source, right? So we're going to take some above ground power lines, and I'm going to connect it up right there. Those above ground will run right along that highway, and then take the windmill, and boom, connect it all up. Therefore, our town now has power. So, positive for us. So we're going to go ahead and start putting in some more of these farms as we kind of block off some more of this road section. Let's see, that's going to get this one drawn up here, bring it down. And I am kind of curious, in some of these things, I want to make some larger kind of farms, right? Like, I really do want to have it, because in any rural area, you're going to have your regular size farms or kind of ranch style setups, but you're also going to have your large ones. You're also going to have people that, man, they got some big old moolah with them. You know what I'm saying? To get these going, start getting them placed in. Like I said, I want a lot of varying kinds, just so as we're exporting goods, it gives us a lot of different options and a lot of different materials. Ooh, went right to the edge of the road on that one. I'm going to have to go back and fix it. The funny things you always catch when you start doing voiceover work and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Where is this going to be? All right, some more grain going in. Yeah, let's avoid the main travel road, which I did not do previously. So lots of farmland going in here. Now you're going to see we're going to plop in a lot of low density, right? In this town, I don't want to have a whole bunch of high density. Will I be putting in some apartment buildings? Maybe the southwest apartment buildings are pretty small. So I think they would actually be a pretty decent fit for the aesthetic essentially. But I'm definitely not going to be putting in any high rises over here. Obviously, this is supposed to be a more rural area. Once we do open up a grocery store, we're going to put that in. I am kind of curious, and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And I say that because putting in all these farms obviously can open up specialty buildings, right? One of the specialty buildings is the dairy factory or something like that, where you create special sweet treats, that kind of stuff. It's an industrial building. Now, in the grand scheme of things, small towns, you'll notice there's very small industrial kind of buildings next to it, and everybody generally has to travel to go to their job. But for something like a dairy, kind of like a dairy factory essentially, that I do think would probably be in the actual small town. I just don't know. So I'm saying, let me know what y'all's thoughts are on it and how y'all feel about it. We'll see what we can kind of get done there. So I'm coming along here. This is where we're going to have more residential, but I think in terms of a town, I also want us to be able to have a semi-little shopping kind of area. Not a full-blown like shopping mall kind of thing, but even people in these towns, they need to go to stores. They need to shop for clothes and stuff like that. Walmart can't do it all, as much as a popular belief may say different. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Alright, I'm not going to go all the way over the main damn road. Come on now. Get as close as we can. And then bring it down. Okay. There's a wonky sized farm. Now let's fix that. Bring this road out. On down. Boom. Okay. Got some more farmland going in. And that's really all we wanted to see. There goes our special building. But that's all we really wanted to do is get a lot of this farmland going in. And that's really going to help out with our exports. Right now, you know, the oil's still coming up. Around the little medical clinic there. The oil's still coming. The rock, the ore, all that stuff is still kind of building itself up. So we are in the midst of that. It's going to be fun to get this kind of expansion put in and then to actually expand on this to allow it, because you're going to see a lot of the stuff more, I guess, drawn out. So residential, while there is going to be the need, and you may see a town that looks a little bit bigger, it's not the dense population of just neighborhood streets. You've got neighborhoods that do pop up off of these larger roads and so forth, but that's really about it. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking on it. I don't know, let me know what y'all think about that. How does that plan work out? How does it shape out? What are y'all's thoughts and opinions as we do go through and we're putting in all these different farms and kind of getting this more rural expansion happening? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Let's put a farm right off. Mark it out along this road. Like I said, this is going to take our exports to massive levels too. Come on in. And around. All right, let's square that off. Boom. Okay. All right. Good major farmland put in. That's going to start producing stuff pretty crazily. This little town is going to have its own. I haven't made it a district yet, just because it pretty much already has its own services. I will, as we expand it out, once we get more blocks than just this and start adding in more farms, I'm definitely going to district this stuff up. But it's just not its own district yet. That's all I'm saying. All right. Expenses, production is starting to come in. Still very little animal production. That land is so fertile, I didn't want to sacrifice any of it with, animal production, so it's kind of what we're thinking. All right, let's see here as we start taking a look. I think it's looking pretty good. I think it really is. Now we're going to get ready, and yeah, here we are looking at that dairy farm, but we're going to go ahead and start getting ready for the cinematic shots as we jump into those, guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed building it. The city is expanding crazy. We've got a bunch of other stuff coming here on the channel for this. I hope y'all look forward to it, guys. I am going to drop off from here and let y'all finish the cinematic stuff, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't hit it already, and hit that bell icon to be notified of all the uploads we do here at Champ & Sons. And as always, stay safe, everybody, and well, y'all know how it goes from here, right? Later, y'all.